And then I landed a second role with this really good guy, and I think what was it made in my first 5 days I made like 500 quid. So
Yeah.
what's that, like 100 quid a day, which was a little bit insane. I felt like so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so £500 in the space of 5 days on this one offer, and that was just one offer, guys, as well. So the first one, I remember as well. These both were fitness guys, weren't they? They're both
Yeah.
fitness coaches. The first guy, what I know you worked with him for quite a few months. What were you kind of averaging with him? Like, what was kind of the monthly kind of average with that guy?
Probably like around like 1.6 to like 2.4 ish, somewhere in that range. Pretty consistent.
Is
Yeah.
that pounds?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pounds, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's perfect, man.
That's
All right,
good.
guys. How's it going? Welcome. This is Max. This is another guy that I've been working with for quite some time now. And he's gotten some incredible results as a result of working together. I wanted to hop on a quick interview with him to give you guys an idea of what his process has been like, the results he's got, and all of that kind of stuff. So, Max, welcome. Um, yeah, let's get into it. So, Max, give us a little bit of a backstory on yourself and what brought you into the whole remote sales, appointment setting industry in general. Like, what actually brought you here?
So I feel like quite a few people these days didn't really like university. I think it was a little bit pointless, and just a sort of general monotonous grind, like the 9 to 5, isn't really something that I can see myself doing. So I was just sort of looking around, what sort of aspects, what sort of routes can I take in my life to make drastic change? And I saw that one of the most sort of entry way level sales things you can do, and one of the most beginner friendly things you can do, is actually appointment setting. And so I looked around a lot, and I just kind of just decided this is going to be the biggest bang for my buck to get my foot in the door, start making my first online money, and really just like separate myself from the rest of the crowd, basically.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, cool. I mean, that's kind of the main reason most people get into settings, so very similar. But like, let's give people an idea of how you actually came across me. Like, how did we actually, come together? I know me and you both know, but just to give these guys an idea, like,
Yeah.
how did you find me?
So I was friends with one of these guys in business for like the last 3 years. Met him randomly, and he actually referred me to you, which was a little bit random. So basically, just hit you up one day. I was like, "Hey, Aiden, this is Max. XYZ sent me. Can you help me out?" And the rest is history, really.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. I think that was before we started. That's before I started actually getting like traction on YouTube as well as a complete referral.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. I mean, well, mate, how did you like give us an idea of where you actually were before we started working together? I know you were looking to get into the setting space. Just give people an idea of like before you actually got into the space and working with me, where actually like were you before that? Like, what was your life looking like?
Just pretty boring, to be honest with you. Just working some dead end job. Not really sure what I wanted to do, what sort of routes were available to me for my future. Always wanted to do a little bit more, but I just couldn't see myself like physically sitting in an office all day. It would just wear me down. So really just trying to find something to do really, quit my retail job and start basically living more.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, that was one of the things when we worked together. I was just like, because you were working in that kind of retail environment, that's how I started out as well. So we had a kind of a similar story. Okay, so you're working, not really jobs you enjoyed that much, obviously not making the money you want to make, looked at setting into as the kind of avenue to go down. Give us an idea. I mean, after working together and finding me and going through our process and all of this stuff, just give people an idea of what we've achieved as a result for you.
Yeah, so we actually worked together twice. So I'll sort of go through the whole process. So
Yeah, yeah.
first time we worked together, I was looking for basically an entry level position. And I think what was it, within like 48 hours, you placed me with this guy. It was a really good opportunity. It was like, what was it, like 20 to £25 per appointment booked with a small base. Really good role. And I worked with him for several months. And after I got a bit more experience, I think it was maybe like 4 6 months later, I messaged you back and I was like, hey, let's work together again. And I think around that time you'd had more sort of fleshed out your coaching process
Yeah.
and your setting process. So then I kind of went through the like more official channels in a sense. And then I landed a second role with this really good guy, and I think what was it made in my first 5 days I made like 500 quid. So
Yeah.
what's that, like 100 quid a day, which was a little bit insane. I felt like so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so £500 in the space of 5 days on this one offer, and that was just one offer, guys, as well. So the first one, I remember as well. These both were fitness guys, weren't they? They're both
Yeah.
fitness coaches. The first guy, what I know you worked with him for quite a few months. What were you kind of averaging with him? Like, what was kind of the monthly kind of average with that guy?
Probably like around like 1.6 to like 2.4-ish, somewhere in that range. Pretty consistent.
Is
Yeah.
that pounds?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pounds, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's perfect, man. No. Okay. Well, mate, here's the thing. It's just like with setting, it's like we've made £500 in 5 days. That was how much I used to make in a month when I used to work at my old retail job when I was 17. So it's just like,
Yeah.
that's how fast like you can actually make money online with this stuff. All right, man. Awesome. So, I mean, obviously we're going through the whole process. We've gotten you on a couple of roles. You made a good amount of money, and you've actually changed your life with it. Like, how have you found the actual process itself and me helping you? How have you found that so people can get an idea of what working with me actually looks like?
It's pretty seamless. Like, so I'd invested in a setting sort of program, I guess, in a sense, beforehand. And I found that with Aiden, it was much sort of high quality. Like, so I learned quite a bit more from working with him than I did with the significantly more expensive program beforehand. I
Yeah.
literally just messaged you. We started working together. You placed me very quickly in roles I actually like wanted to do. You know, it wasn't just some like trading role that I didn't actually want to do. It was fitness coaches that I actually knew how to sell for. Just placed me so quickly and pretty much like 24/7 support. Obviously, not when you're sleeping, but it was pretty quick support. You know, if I found any questions, I just message you. And honestly, so if I had to describe it in one word, it would just be seamless. It was so easy. There
Amazing.
was zero friction there.
Amazing, man. I appreciate it. And I know with the course as well. I mean, so we worked together sort of twice when you came back on the second time recently. Um, obviously, I'd fleshed out more of the content and improved it so much more since the start. Like, I remember you sent me a message. It was like, oh, I can't remember what video it was. You were like, this video is great, or the best one in the program, or something like that. So, like, if you could just talk about the content itself and the program and what you learned, like, just kind of, if you can talk about that and give people an idea of what to expect with that side of things.
It's pretty much like a pretty comprehensive A to Z. Like, you know, it's weird. There isn't actually that much content, but it's also sort of concise. When you actually look at the content, there's no fluff. It's literally just fact, 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 fact,
Straight
fact.
to the
How
point.
to implement, done. Like, um, you know, if anybody here is thinking about, you know, how am I going to implement it? How am I going to learn it? It's it's like, if you can read and if you have a basic level of understanding of English language, you will be fine. Like, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, with the program, what I wanted to do was I noticed because I've done them in the past as well, is they're dragged out for hours and hours to delay you getting results, right? And it's to like, they think if they put loads of stuff in there, you'll naturally like you'll perceive value, you'll value it so much higher than it actually is because there's so much stuff. So I wanted to get to the point and get people results ASAP. And that's why, like, for example, you in your first month, you're landing roles, you're making money, and most people that do what I say, right? Within the first month and they actually take action, they can expect to make money within the first like 6 weeks to like 4 weeks. So yeah, man, I appreciate the I appreciate the kind words. But what was it that actually made you pull the trigger for working with me?
no worries. But I feel like obviously that friend that I mentioned, I trusted him quite a lot. We stay in good we stay in good contact, and he held you in very, very, very high regard. So naturally, I would trust him again. And then what made me work with you the second time was how easy the first process was. Like, I don't think I've ever had an opportunity to just be placed like that. Like, literally, I think that the second time, just for reference, guys, the second time that I messaged him, like, kid you not, and I think you have the message to sort of prove it as well if you look back. I landed a role in literally less than 24 hours. Like, obviously sold myself and got in the position and started work that same day. So in less than 24 hours, I went through the job finding, the interview, and job landing section and started working in less than 24 hours. That's absolutely insane. I do not think you'll be able to find that anywhere else on the market.
What would you tell anyone who's actually thinking of joining? Maybe they're on the fence, they're a little bit, skeptical, they're a bit confused. What would you say to them who's actually thinking of joining, but something's holding them back?
I think it's just a thing of priorities, right? It's like if you want it enough, you will do it. And obviously, there's an element of you have to pick the right program for you. And the most difficult part is always what is the right program for me? I think the most important thing in a program and in terms of coaching is seamlessness, right? Like Aiden knows what he's talking about. He's done it recently, which is always a good thing because a lot of these coaches did it 10 years ago and they're like yeah, himself. He knows what it's like, and it is just seamless. Like there's so little effort your end apart from just putting in the work. There's no hidden fees. There's no hidden anything. It's just a very simple A to Z roadmap of everything you need to do, and there's no fluff. So I think if you if you were ever going to take the plunge and sort of reclaim your own life and really put in the work to achieve what you want, this probably be the best thing you could do because there's just no fluff. It's so simple, and anybody with a brain cell basically could do it.
Yeah, mate, I appreciate that, and I totally agree. Yeah, you just got to take action, man. Like it's not an easy decision, but here's the thing: the life that people are trying to live by making money from their phone, right, and traveling the world, that's something that most people don't have. So you have to do things that people won't do, right? So yeah, I totally agree with you there, man. But yeah, guys, that's what to expect. I mean, this is Max's story. I mean, you've just seen he's got incredible results because he's taken action, right? He's willing to take the risks, right? And that's what happens. Like things pay off. So. Max, I appreciate your time, mate. And guys, if you want to learn a little bit more about how this works, there's going to be a link down below in the description to book and a call with me. I'll show you how I can help you one to one do this properly. So yeah, Max, thanks again. And guys, if you want to see how that works, book and a call, and I'll show you how I can help.